I am Evan, and I will be reading The Scariest Maze by me. One night, me and my friends were at home, and the next day it would be Halloween. We were thinking about what to do the next night. One of my friends shouted we should do Ding Dong Ditch, but we didn't want to. We all thought that would be too dangerous. I said maybe we could go to that big maze down the road. We all said we'd go, so the next morning we went, but it was closed. So we went shopping for costumes. I dressed up as paragraph 2. I dressed up as a vampire. Tracy was a fairy. Luke dressed as a lumberjack, and Garrett dressed as a zombie. After that, we went back home and waited for the maze to open. Once the maze was opened, we went and there was a creepy sign, but I wasn't scared. So we went in and we decided to split up to cover more ground. Tracy went with Luke and I went with Garrett. I had my phone with me so I could call Tracy and Luke. If I want or need, it was too late. I could call Tracy or Luke if I want or need. It was so late we couldn't see well, but we could see okay. We walked for about 15 minutes until I got a ring on my phone. It was Tracy and Luke. I answered, and they told me that they heard some sort of scream, but I didn't believe them. Then I heard the scream, and then Luke and Tracy hung up. Garrett was freaking out like he always does. I admit I was a little scared. I screamed Marco, but there was nothing. I screamed once more, and a voice screamed Polo, but it wasn't Tracy or Luke. I knew it was a bad idea, but we went toward where the person answered us. We were going to get stuck or find help or get killed. We were going to get stuck, find help, or get killed. We took our chances. We went about halfway to the sound, and then it was completely silent. And Garrett was gone. I was alone until I heard something. I could tell where it was, but I couldn't make out what or who it was. I walked a little closer, and I could make out voices. It must be Tracy and Luke, I thought to myself, so I ran as fast as I could. Once I got really close, it was so loud it sounded like they were screaming in my ear. I turned a corner, and it was just a music box. My heart sank like the Titanic. And I was so tired, I sat for a second, and then I heard a chainsaw. Boom. I woke up, and I drove to Tracy's house, but she wasn't there. Then I drove to Luke's house. No one was there either. And the same thing with Garrett's house. I drove to my mom's house, and I asked where my friends were, and she said they went missing 2 years ago. The end.